In this video, I'm going to discuss how Chief Human Resources Officers can create diversity in leadership. Hi, I'm Jenny Vasquez-Newsom, a leadership facilitator amplifying the expertise of leaders of color and the CEO of Untapped Leaders. This is my YouTube series, Untapped Leadership, where I discuss leadership with the niche of uncovering what is often overlooked from the perspectives of racially marginalized leaders. If you like this topic, please hit the subscribe button. So let's get into today's conversation. How should Chief Human Resources Officers create diversity in leadership? As a Chief Human Resources Officer, or CHRO, you are likely to be brought into a company to oversee your organization's HR management and labor relations, policies, practices, and operations. That's a very cut and dry definition of the work that you are doing, and yet there's so much more to it. When thinking about addressing the disparities of race and gender representation in leadership, Chief Human Resources Officers are essential to ensuring diversity in those top roles. I think there's a few ways and a few questions that any CHRO should be asking themselves as they consider tangible ways to create diversity in leadership. One foundational question being, how diverse is the organization overall? A lack of diversity overall, of course, means a lack of diversity in leadership. And this is a pretty basic question that I hope we all are asking ourselves and our organizations at this point. But a Chief Human Resources Officer should make this a central question to their work. It shouldn't just be left to a Chief Diversity Officer or just left elsewhere. A core aspect of diverse teams is HR, and so therefore it should be an essential part of a CHRO's questions. Moving beyond that, does diversity tend to clump at the bottom of an organizational hierarchy? That's a tougher question. So your organization might be quote unquote diverse, but if that diversity is situated everywhere outside the executive level or the boardroom, then that's a red flag. A third question I think every Chief Human Resources Officer should ask themselves is, what is the dominant leadership culture at the organization? There's a particular culture in every company. Your company right now has a culture, whether it's named or not. And so within that, there is a leadership culture as well, which is informed by what skills and behaviors get rewarded with top promotions, meaningful work, projects, mentorship, etc., and what doesn't get rewarded. So is your leadership culture conducive, diverse perspectives and approaches, even diverse leadership styles? That's an important question. To clear the path towards those top roles for all types of leaders, a CHRO needs to be really clear and cognizant about the answers to these questions. Look at the data, notice the trends, understand the experiences of team members, and then take action to support that diversity. Only after considering the answers to these questions should a Chief Human Resources Officer begin to think about those policies, practices, and operations that fall within their area of jurisdiction in the role. If you are a CHRO, you need to identify and respond to the ways that the answers to these questions play out in those policies and operations. How does it show up in employee retention? How does it show up in policies for promotion and bonuses and raises? How does it show up in supervision? How does it show up in the experiences that all team members have in the workplace and in their job satisfaction? We see this racial and gender underrepresentation in leadership persist, even as there was calls for diversity, equity, inclusion, all these buzzwords, and nothing really changes. I think that Chief Human Resources Officers play a critical role to call that out and implement interventions that disrupt the status quo to support diverse teams to skill build, lead authentically, and ultimately have equitable access to those top positions. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have a topic that you'd like me to tackle, please add it to the comments and I'd love to discuss it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.